Today I'm going to show you what sold this week. Basically, you know, it's a video of just what I sold on my eBay store, Busy Automotive. If you're new, get subscribed and let me know how your sales did this week. As you can see, I started out with selling a hat for $11.99. There ain't much to be made though, but I get 50 cents in my hats. Usually I buy them in bulk and then I put them on and list them, as I do got other YouTube channels, and sometimes my viewers do like to pick up these hats, so if you do, thank you. Then I sold a $59.99, which is 60 bucks. As you can see, a headlamp dimmer. That's on one of the expeditions that I parted out. You might see it in some of my videos. It's a 97 to 2000. I think it was a 2000 model. It did actually pretty good. It parted out extremely well. I could have got more profit out of it. I didn't have a lot into it, but it was a good pickup. It was a very good pickup. And I usually buy my vehicles all together with a little issues, and then I pot them out and inventory them. If you're new to the channel, you know, you figure this out by watching my videos. Then I sold this. This is a vintage pale peacock bud flower vanity bathroom drinking cup. It's stayed on my store for about 3 years. It finally sold. It is getting close to the holidays, but I do like putting little stuff on here. As I said, it's a little cheaper, not just auto parts, because I mostly deal in used auto parts, but just for viewers and stuff. You never know. I sold some Dodge Durango OEM wiper arm retainer nut bolt set. You know, that's the nuts that holds the wiper arms onto the vehicle. That's a Dodge Durango that I potted out. And you'd be surprised at what bolts you can sell, because bolts do sell a lot. And $11.99, put them in a poly mailer, still make pretty good profit off of them. So the Metal Crest 2 controllers, as you can see, all my stuff is usually free shipping unless it's a special type deal, and the controllers is worth more than, you know, than the whole unit together, so I parted it out. I do got the headset. If you want a Quest 2, you know, you would have to buy you some controllers off eBay, or if you got a bad headset and got good controllers, I got one listed for $44.99 on my store right now before anybody picks it up. I sold this climate control unit for another Ford Expedition F-150 type style. It sold for $29.99. That's from an Expedition that we parted out here on the channel. I sold this Buick LaCrosse front door speaker with mount OEM stereo, $14.99. Not a big sale, but it adds up. As you can see, money stacks. You got to take that into account if you're going to do this any form, shape, or form as a business. You got to think of it as the money stacks up. $14.99 Levi's 550 jeans. I had these on now for about 3 years, and I don't know why I got them. You know, I just picked them up. I used to go to a lot of thrift stores and stuff, and I sold auto parts, but I wanted to try my hand dabble in clothing, and then I picked up a book, and it's a money book. You know, I like to read books, and it said you need to focus on what you're good at. And I'm not good at selling clothes, so I went back to basically selling auto parts. Windshield wiper motor for a Chevrolet Camaro Pontiac 1993-98. That's parted out here on the channel. That was featured many years on my big channel before I finally decided, nah, I ain't going to build this again. Let's just part it out. It sold for $26.99. You know, went to somebody that needed one. They left good feedback. I was very happy with it. Trailblazer Envoy XL driver side window regulator assembly, $26.99. It's a little bit of a pain to wrap and ship, but we got it all to them and they seem to be happy with it. Mercedes-Benz wheel hatch bolt hinge set. On my main channel, TattsForLife, I got a Mercedes ML430. I bought a ML320 to change the interior out and do some modifications to mine. Then I parted out the parts vehicle and basically paid for itself. Guy seems happy with those too. Those actually wear out over time because them's pretty big heavy hatches. And you be, as I said, selling auto parts, you'd be surprised what sells. So this white door handle, exterior wheel, passenger side for a Trailblazer Envoy. It was in very good condition, $14.99. It's already painted. You can buy them new for that, but getting one that's a factory OEM paint that matches correctly, something that collision shops and stuff will most likely buy over fresh repainted. Because in case you didn't know, I paint a lot, especially on my other channel. You can have one color say that's white. Okay? That shade of white could be in 7 different variances under that same paint code. So when you go in, they give you the most common, but sometimes you get a vehicle that's not most common. So sometimes OEM is best because the paint is just, it's got that better match. I sold this lug wrench for El Camino Malibu for the spare tire jack for the El Camino. It sold for $20. I took a best offer on it, and I was happy to see it go. Actually, it's been on there for about a year and a half, and it's a classic car part. Sometimes classic car parts is hard to move, but when they do, they usually, you know, very happy with them. I sold this brake master cylinder from a Buick LeSabre. That's a car I think parted out more than maybe twice in my lifetime. They part out extremely good. About the same as a 3800 Buick. What is it called? Buick. I forgot the big boat one, which this is a boat one too, but they ain't called a LaCrosse. A Buick Avenue? Is that here? I don't think it's an Avenue. Comment below if you think you know what I'm talking about. It was featured on my channel. It was white. I got some radiator videos and stuff on that car. It finally rusted. The back end of it rusted out, and we parted it out. I sold this air cleaner housing upper cover 4.2 liter. Sometimes them gets damaged in wrecks. Sometimes they missing. Sometimes car lots. I sell a lot to use car lots too. Sometimes they get a vehicle in and it's missing little stuff, and they pick these parts up before they put them out on the lot. I sold this fuse box lid cover. That's another lid you can see here for F-150, 250. These are very common vehicles, so if you're thinking about getting into this, eBay motor-wise and stuff like that, the F-150s, the Jelly Bean style, 97, 98 is very common. The newer body style is too, but if you're looking for affordability just to start out, these common older vehicles that's still on the highway, it's the best to part out. 07, 08 Grand Cherokee intake manifold, 3.7 liter. It sold for $89.99. It was very heavy, and we had to ship it, but shipping wasn't too bad. So, you know, that's the gross income. That ain't my total. But it still was a very good sale. Then I sold this passenger side front door weather strip seal for a Yukon 99 to 07. It sold for $55.19. And you know, as I said, you'd be surprised what sells. Stuff like this you can't buy anymore. For the 99 to 07 truck, this is either a junkyard. Most people don't have junkyards in their areas, even though some people might want to think so. And sometimes they're just in worse shape if you go get one. So selling stuff like the window moldings and stuff, less classic stuff for people who fixing them up or got a nice one. And they starting, you know, the weather stripping ain't in good shape or it's got damaged over the years. Very good thing to sell. Don't move fast, but store them up on you can make a shelf and stack them. Or what I do is I got a big long rod and I tag them, put a tag on them, and I hang them up. Zip tie them, hang them up, keeps them out of the way. Don't move a lot, but when they do, you know, it's the inventory basically. If you're going to do this, you need inventory. You ain't going to do it with 100 items. You ain't going to do it with 200, but you get 600 to 1,000 items. Something's going to stop moving every single day, especially if you got items that might sit for a while, sometimes a year or two. So you build your inventory up, and that way fast-moving items move and the long-tail items move together. Make sense? I don't know. Makes sense for me. It seems to be working, so let me know what you think. So thanks for watching. Get subscribed, and hopefully next week I'll have more sales for you.